Hi, everybody. It's Mark Sebastian, your only option, and this is your look at the week ahead. Today, I'm going to share the economic data I'm looking at and watching closely, the levels I'm looking at in the S&P, the triple Q, and the Russell 2000. We're going to talk about volatility and what's happening with the VIX now that it's over 20, what could happen next, and I'll share a little bit of the stocks that we're still paying attention to. So with that, let's dig in. All right, everybody. You still have the opportunity to join us in Trading Desk for the special 1 month price. You can click the link in this chat in this email to join us. We'd love to see you there. So let's start by talking about the economic data. There is just a whole host of economic data. On Tuesday, what really sent us south was ISM coming in pretty darn soft. Construction spending stunk. PMI wasn't good. And we were already starting the day poorly, but those really took us down. On Wednesday, we have job openings, JOLTS, and then we've got the Fed beige book. Those are two pretty decent economic numbers. Thursday, these are big ones. We got initial jobless claims. That's an important one to watch. U.S. productivity, not huge, but worth watching. ADP unemployment, that is a big one. And then ISM services. So just another busy day on Thursday. And then Friday, of course, we have non-farm payroll, hourly wages, all that important data. So this is just a week just jam-packed. There is a reason that people kind of panicked when they saw that ISM number today. With now that the Fed rate cuts are basically a foregone conclusion, bad news is bad news. So let's look at what happened with the SPX. Pretty amazing where we stopped today. What do you notice? We touched the 50-day moving average and then bounced. So now the question is, are we going to break below the 50-day moving average, break the 21-day, which is kind of hanging out right around 54.88? That would be about 40 bucks lower than where we are. That's going to be kind of the two levels I'm watching, 55.04 and 54.88 there. Qs, kind of a different story. They've been in some trouble for a while. They had actually gotten they opened below the 50, closed below the 21, touched the 100. The Qs have really been the dog. The S&P is the tail. The Qs have continued to lag the S&P, and we see some real weakness out of the triple Q. I'm going to show you where we're seeing that weakness and where there could be some more downside there. But if the Qs open lower, next stop is 452. That would be the 150-day. And then, next stop below there would be 440. But that would be a pretty aggressive move. Really ugly day on Friday. Let's see where they take it from here. Next up, we got the Russell 2000. This had been actually one of the leaders. It still has plenty of downside runway. This is probably the index I like the best out of all of them. It's the most interest rate sensitive. It is going to do better than the other indexes if rates are dropping and if the economy can kind of hold stable. So kind of interesting. Everyone knows September seasonally kind of stinks. Obviously, we started off with kind of a day. But if we're going to see some follow through, the level to watch in the Russell, 2135. If you're watching IWM, which is kind of the more liquid version, we're talking 211.99, call it 212. Last but not least, the Dow Jones Industrial Average. And this has been the strongest of the broad market indexes, the ones that look at the big boys. And it has a lot of room. It's not even near its 21-day. In fact, it's 21-day, never even in that major selling, it's 21-day, never crossed the 50. 403.89. It actually still is above 40. The Dow is still, diamonds are still above 410. Dow just below 41,000. So plenty of room there. Now, let's talk about the VIX and where it stands. VIX closing 2072. My yield zone indicator, a major thing I watch, did go negative. I am out of my SVIX stock for my backbone trading desk strategy. But really, we'll want to pay attention to this futures term. And where we are is what we would call a partial backwardation. The VIX cash index closed above the entire curve. September is still trading below October, but October is trading above November, November above December, and November and January are in equilibrium. So we've got the flattest of flat curves. This is when we see this formation, that is the market telling you we could have a wild move. So be prepared. All right. So what stocks are going to kind of make decisions for us? The answer is pretty simple. Apple. Apple has been untouchable during this entire market sell-off. Even during the absolute meltdown, it never even got to its 150-day moving average. It touched its 21-day/50. It breaks here, 204 in the cards. It could get ugly quickly. And then the other one is NVIDIA. A lot of people got really excited on this quick rally. It is amazing the speed with which this thing has sold off. I'm looking for it to touch 100 again. Once it gets down there, now we're talking about being interested in it again. Of the Mag 7 stocks, the ones I like are Microsoft and Amazon. Another one I think has some more downside is Meta. Meta just broke the 21-day for the first time in a while. I'm looking for it to potentially go toward the 50, 504, and then we'll see, maybe 490. That is a name that I think has some downside. If I'm looking for some stocks to cherry pick here, I'm looking at Microsoft and I'm looking at Amazon. Amazon's been pretty much kind of stuck. It had a really nice Friday, gapped higher. Kind of at least you would call this a harami. I am liking Amazon to go up. That might be your one out of the Mag 7 that's really kind of interesting. And then a name that I am watching very, very closely after a very ugly day is Qualcomm. Might be time to take a very hard look at this one. That's another fun one for me to trade. So that's kind of where we are and where markets are on the week. I think things are going to go potentially a little bit lower, maybe significantly lower. The move in vol was pretty strong on not a lot of news. And when the VIX is at 20, we're pricing in about 1.25%, 1.33% move every single day. So you have to be prepared for some volatility. All right, folks. Again, I want you to join me in Trading Desk. We had a banger of an XSP trade today and a banger of a VIX trade today. Pretty much offset the SVIX. Us getting trading that backbone strategy. I actually think we're about to get a major breakout in SVIX here. Be prepared. And I am pretty excited. So if you want to join us, call my team, 888-872-3301. Email support@optionpit.com or click this link. If you're watching me on YouTube, like, subscribe, and leave a question. I promise you we will answer it. All right, Trader's Edge. I am Mark Sebastian. I am your only option. I hope you have a great rest of your trading day. Have a good one.